Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Rick Sanford of AMERGINT. Rick, thank you very much for joining me. Now this is the first time we've spoken, so tell me a little bit more about the company.
Wonderful. It's nice to be here and have the opportunity to speak with you. AMERGINT is a 10-year-old firm that has been servicing the satellite space communications network world for the past experience in the company for the past 30 years, but it's satellite TT&C, it's ground network operations and communications, basically everything from the back end of the satellite dish to the user's eyeballs is where we play in the ecosystem and infrastructure.
Now, with all that experience you have in the company, you've seen changes. Things are changing. We have cloud-based services. The networks are changing. The ground segment's changing. What's the biggest change that you think has taken place?
Well, we see a sea change state in this notion of cloud and things moving to virtual processing, virtual ground stations, and the like. And one of the things that AMERGINT prides itself on is a software-based architecture that manifests as hardware boxes that ship into satellite control centers and operation centers. But all that software is also available to be virtualized and is in fact already virtualized and running in both Amazon and Azure cloud infrastructures. So a modem, a front-end processor, ingress and egress to the cloud is something that we've really spent some time over the past 4 or 5 years focusing on, the last 2 years in particular, focusing on transitioning from steel to cloud in terms of capability rollout.
So, in particular, the sectors you look at, what are the key ones for you?
Key ones for us, the bulk are the U.S. Air Force, Space Force, and where that's going in the future. The U.S. national community is also a key customer of ours. NASA is a core customer. In fact, all communications to and from the International Space Station go through our gear at Johnson Space Flight Center. So very, very proud of the NASA relationship. I should note that we do have a key strategic campaign this year looking at the new space marketplace and how we adapt our heritage capabilities, particularly in a cloud configurable environment for new space players to be able to achieve the same level of performance and engagement as established players in all of those markets.
Now I'm going to pick you up on the new space.
Okay.
People talk about new space. I'm sure a lot of people don't actually understand what new space is. What is your definition of new space?
Well, thanks for that. It's a really important point. So new space are, generally speaking, small sat, CubeSat manufacturers who have come on the market in the past, call it 1 to 5 years. Generally speaking, smaller demo mission oriented companies looking at engendering new capabilities and behaviors in the marketplace, looking at creating new payloads, new constructs for communications. It used to be only relegated to the size of the spacecraft, but now we see heritage players actually coming down market in terms of size. But generally speaking, they're young companies. Many of them are still VC backed or privately funded or early stage B or C round that are looking to create a value proposition in the market and establish themselves for future positions and future opportunities with customers. So it really is it's a cross section of the age of the company, the technology that they're focusing on, but primarily they're small CubeSat manufacturers.
Now, I'm going to jump back slightly
Sure.
because I want to focus on the government and defence side. How different is the equipment when you're supplying to the military and, say, NASA? Mm-hmm. Is there a big jump from the commercial to them, or is your equipment all military grade?
No, our equipment is ubiquitous across both environments. So the products that we deliver into the military are the same products we deliver commercially. One of the reasons that cloud is interesting for us and for our new space-oriented customers is that we're able to take the software elements of a very resilient hardware box that has 10 years of heritage, for instance, in a government infrastructure, and virtualize that into the cloud and allow the new space player to pay only for the amount of that product and configuration that they use in support of their infrastructure. For us, we're a commercial company, and our hardware is designed for the most resilient environments required. resilient environments out there, we deliver the same products to commercial customers at the same time.
So it's quite interesting, but looking forward, what are the major challenges going forward in the next 12 months?
So I think over the next 12 months, we're going to continue to see consolidation of missions, the emergence of Space Force and what impact that's going to have on procurement and where the government is moving. The government has some very ambitious plans in terms of what their next generation network looks like. Proliferated LEO promises to have large potential positive impact on the marketplace, but scaling to support those infrastructures, scaling to support those requirements it's a function of time and money, and for us it really is continue delivering to those customers that we already have on board, but pivot for this opportunity in the cloud and really build out that robust marketplace. We do have a partnership with Amazon Web Services. In fact, we presented at the Ground Systems Architecture Workshop in Los Angeles last week alongside them, and in the booth today we actually have a version of that same tool set running on Microsoft Azure. So we're trying to get ahead of the curve, but certainly the pivot to the cloud is going to change a lot, in particular on the business model side. So how does one charge for a virtual modem and virtual time in the cloud? So that's what really what we're focused on.
Very interesting times. Thank you for talking to us, Rick, and we'll see what the future holds.
Very good indeed. Thanks for the opportunity.